How's it going, everybody? We're here with Ed Simon, the EVP and Chief Sales Officer of Visit Florida Keys. We are at the World Travel Market in London with probably the largest conglomeration of travel marketers and travel industry experts that I've ever seen in my career. Ed, thanks so much for coming on and chatting with us a little bit.
Thank you for having us.
So, Ed, one thing I noticed, America is poorly represented at this. Is that a normal theme? Like, do not a lot of American DMOs come out?
No, we believe the U.S. presence is down this year.
Was it because that they did America the Beautiful last week?
We think so.
Okay,
yeah,
got
the
it.
USA events last week may have absolutely.
Yeah, leave it to America to throw their own party the week before the biggest travel event in Europe, right?
Yeah.
But I noticed, some good representation. We've got Visit Orlando, Louisiana. You guys may be one of the smaller DMOs here. What made this an important event for you guys to come out, and why did you guys feel like you wouldn't have a presence?
Well, the international travelers is a very big part of what we do.
Interesting.
This is probably our 20th year here at WTN.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is a critical market for us.
Okay.
And, in current times, international travel into the States is down slightly.
Yep.
So you got to get out there and shake a few more hands.
Totally, that makes sense. So that's interesting, so much of Florida, well, so much of the States, you think about international being an important component, but tell me a little bit about the makeup of the Keys traveler. How much is international? How much is domestic? What's kind of the breakdown?
Well, domestic still is the largest part by far. The Keys are so unique, even to America. Right?
Yep.
It's our own little piece of the Caribbean, if you will.
Totally.
So there's no place else like it. It's a bucket list item, particularly Key West is a bucket list destination for many Americans.
Yeah, sure.
But it also is for the international traveler. We're just south of Miami, so Miami's such a big draw.
Yeah, especially for Latin American audiences.
With the long length of stay there. It's a great way to get out of the city, come on down, see something totally different without needing a passport.
Yeah, I love that. How important is Europe to you guys?
Oh, very important. This year, Europe is saving us. Canada's down.
Oh, right.
As you probably heard.
Canadians are really taking this Donald Trump thing personally.
They are. If you back, by all accounts, if you back the Canadian decline out of our numbers, international travel to the States and to Florida is slightly up.
Holy cow.
So what we've seen is a big shift in where they're coming from, right? Like Germany is down, but Spain is up.
Oh, interesting.
You mentioned Latin America earlier. Mexico is up. Brazil is up. Argentina is up. So it's important to get out, remind people we're here.
Yep.
We believe in loyalty. So we loved you a couple of years ago when you were loving us. We still love you now. And we're going to love you in a couple of years when it gets busy again. So.
I love that. Okay, so what are some of the most important markets in the U.S. to the Keys? Like, where do you get a majority of your travels?
The Northeast is huge.
Makes
for us.
sense.
So
when
New
it
York
gets
City
cold
area,
up north.
the Midwest, Chicago is a big area for us. We're very lucky. We have nonstop daily flights from all the major hubs in the eastern two-thirds of the U.S.
Yep.
So we had easy accessibility from the big cities of Chicago, New York, Washington, D.C. A little further west, Dallas is a big market for us. So,
That's awesome. So we talked a little bit off screen. I've been a traveler to the Keys. I love it. Baker's Cay is one of my favorite resorts. I loved it so much that when I was on my Key West trip, I stayed there for a few days, then went down to the Keys and missed Baker's Cay so much I turned back around and went back to Baker's Cay. But Key West is an amazing place to visit. The Miles Teller Gold Museum was pretty interesting because I had a pastor come out to my church and tell that story like a month prior. It was like part of his sermon.
Nice.
And to learn that story and then go to the Keys and actually get to go through that museum and actually experience it was quite a thing. But then you've also got, I'm blanking on the famous writer's house, the cats, the Hemingway home, and just so many things. And then the other thing that was very exciting to learn about the history of the Keys is it was actually a major commercial market for America. It was a major port city essentially at one time. Can you tell me a little bit about the history and how you use that history to market the Keys?
Yeah, the history is amazing and it's kind of quirky, right? We have a history that goes back to the days of Prohibition, to the drug smuggling. There was even a time where we seceded from the nation, from the Union, and the Concrete Republic was formed. We were an independent country for about 4 or 5 hours before we surrendered back to the U.S. But it really is an intriguing history, both from the salvage industry, from people leaving oppressed places such as Cuba, to the rum running, that back during Prohibition, to the drug smuggling. And the quirky type of person that leaves other parts of the U.S. and just keeps heading south and can't get any further. So very few people are from there. So we have a very welcoming community. Everybody's happy to be there. We're a bit far from the mainland, so you have a population that wants to be there and wants to show it off. And so have this wonderful mix of Bahamian and Cuban culture as well as the U.S. culture.
Yeah, it's very much a melting pot.
It really is.
And then I think I remember there's this, is it called the Winter White House?
Yes.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about that, because I think that was an amazing draw too.
Yeah,
just some of the colonial architecture and things left over from antiquity, like are some. If you're a history buff, it's like a bucket list spot, especially for Americans.
There's a lot of great history. Harry Truman.
That's right. Yeah,
loved
Truman.
Key West, called it home, and so we do. We have the Southern White House down there,
White House,
where he would spend time outside of D.C. on his. I don't know, you don't get days off as president, but he spent quite a bit of time there, and it's still one of our top tourist attractions.
Yeah, very cool. All right, so Florida is live with their campaign with Darius Rucker, I think, is South Carolina.
Buffett.
No, okay, Jimmy Buffett, that's right,
Yes.
The Jimmy Buffett campaign. We have an interview with Brett coming up from Travel Florida, we're excited. So are you guys participating in that in any way? Are you guys leaning into that campaign?
Absolutely. There is no part of Florida more Jimmy Buffett-esque than the Keys.
That's true.
He called Key West home. We still have his original recording studio down there.
Wow, that's amazing.
And if you look at that Visit Florida campaign, it just screams the Florida Keys. I realize it's for the whole state, but it truly
you
is
guys have a special affinity to it in DNA.
Yeah, and US 1 now that traverses the entire Keys has been renamed the Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway.
Oh, my
so
goodness,
we're very proud of our heritage there with them. You mentioned earlier about Hemingway.
Yep.
We also have a good history with Tennessee Williams, the playwright, as well. So again, it's a place, and even to this day, it's a place where artists come to find some inspiration, to be off the beaten path, and we've got a lot of great story to tell.
I love it. So what is your campaign that you guys are out into the market with this year? How are you speaking to travelers and consumers, and what are some of the key messaging points that you guys are in market with this year?
Our hot points this year are culture, cuisine, music. We have an incredible, you talk about Jimmy Buffett, we have an incredibly vibrant music scene. We have live music, in Key West in particular, 7 days a week, all day long, starting at like 9 a.m. I took clients over on a site visit on a Tuesday. 9 a.m. I was showing them a hotel, and we had live music poolside on a Tuesday.
Let's go.
Let's see, we're also, sustainability is really big for us. We live on a protected coral reef, right? So we take great pride in being stewards of the land. We have a lot of, and our visitors can take part in this, whether it's coral reef restoration or visiting our turtle hospital, our dolphin rescue centers, and there are opportunities for our visitors to get involved in that.
That's amazing.
I
love that idea of kind of experiential marketing, like where you actually, like I was just meeting with a gentleman in India where he said that a lot of their tourists, they come down for wellness or the history, but then they end up getting involved in charity work and helping out, local poor communities, and then they come back 10, 15 times. I love that idea of the experiential component of not just going to an aquarium, but actually being part of the rescue process and learning about the animals and things like that. And I think what that creates is, I've been hearing a lot this week at panels and things like that it's about them creating memories, because memories are word of mouth marketing in no other channel but travel. I was in Cancun 2 weeks ago for the Cancun market, and one of our board members had us down at the Colibri Hotel in Tulum, and we made salsa. Me and my family made salsa and tortillas and squeezed. Or I don't know if you call it squeezed, but we squeezed sugarcane with an antique sugarcane press, which was the only thing to survive a fire that burnt the hotel down at one point. So we learned the history. We got to actually like get our hands dirty and do something. And then, and we did, and it was one-on-one with the executive chef of the hotel. And then by the end of it, we got to eat this amazing dinner that we had a part in making it. And I cannot stop telling that story to almost everybody that I meet. So it sounds like you guys are thinking about ways to like not just create great experiences, culinary and leisure, but really allowing people to like dive in and get their hands dirty.
Funny you say dive in. I mean, literally, you can join us on a dive to replant the coral onto the coral reef.
So cool.
You're not a diver, you can go into the water nursery and put in the seedlings and help the coral get started. If you are a diver, you can come out on the boat with us and physically take the coral down and plant it in its new home.
Wow.
It's really quite impressive. Yeah.
That's so cool. Well, you guys really get it. You guys are on trend. All right, where should people go if they want to learn more about the Keys?
Come to our new website. We just launched it last week. Visit floridakeys.com. It's got a great AI component, concierge.
Nice.
Ask concierge anything you'd like to know, and you'll learn a lot about it.
Nice
it's a
words.
phenomenal site.
I love it. Thanks for coming on and chatting with us a little bit.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Bye-bye.